because you mentioned this thing about people who feel no affiliation to the country, like recent immigrants won't fight. I've been seeing a lot of that on Twitter because there's been this stuff about conscription going around, and I've seen a lot
Yeah,
of people saying, "Well, I wouldn't fight for Britain." It's quite interesting who would fight and who wouldn't. Though
yeah.
even sort of people on our sort of team, like Carl Benjamin on the sort of whatever you want to call it, conservative side, whatever, he's saying, "Why should we fight? Because it's woke." It's immigration services are declining, the country's declining. Why would I go and fight? And this all comes from, just for the context, from General Sir Patrick Sanders, who's the head of the army, so he should know. But he says that we need a citizen army ready to fight war on land in the future, and that an increase in reserve forces alone would not be enough. And he highlighted the threat from Russia, and he said, look, we need to be on a war footing. But then if you look at this guidance that came out, and people were tweeting this again, this actually came out in 2017, but it came out again, which was the army saying extreme right wing indicators and warnings. Look out for individuals who describe themselves as patriots. That was one of the things. You'd
Yeah,
hate to have
yeah, yeah.
patriots in the army, wouldn't you?
Oh my
Add
God, yeah.
add Istan to British place names. That was one of my favorites. Make generalizations about Muslims and Jews. Make inaccurate generalizations about the left or government. So what? Saying the left or the government is good could get you out of the army because that's an inaccurate generalization. Did you see that? It's complete madness.
No, but that is insanity. That is insanity. And but this is a sort of short-sightedness. Nobody ever seems to see the sort of unintended consequences of. I mean, for example, we were just talking about mass immigration, but in this case, the sort of suppression of any patriotism and the demonization of the kind of men who would fight for our country. Um, it's at some point you might need that toxic masculinity. You might need that patriotism, and it's just been battered out for us. And yeah, why would like now that we're sort of society's organized into tiers, and the good people are these sort of progressive woke lefties with pronouns and stuff, and the bad people are people who wave the Union Jack and whatever. Why would the people who wave the Union Jack want to go and fight to save these progressive lefties who hate them?
Yeah, it's interesting. And I'm looking at like Carl Benjamin's Twitter feed now, and someone's saying, this guy Mukhtar, since I'm a foreigner and invader, according to the far right, I'm going to sit the conscription out. So he's sitting it out because he's labeled, not British enough or something. And then
Yeah.
Carl's saying he's sitting it out because I can't find the tweet now, but it's to do with, or the X post, but it's to do with, we're in a country in total decline with immigration. So why should we fight? Oh yeah, here we go. He says, he's talking about heritage and values. So Carl says, why would anyone want to fight for this country in the state it's in? Why would anyone fight for Tony Blair's vision of the future? That's all they can promise you. More immigration, more debt, worse services, stagnant wages, decrepit towns, and they expect you to defend it. And someone's saying, that's ungrateful because, you got the heritage, you benefited from all these things, legal protections, blah, blah, blah. Carl said, you need to demonstrate that we have knowledge, perspective, heritage, values, legal protections, economic opportunities, and beneficial living standards. It seems to me that all of these things are under direct attack from the regime that controls our country. So there you go. So people on both sides feel like they have no stake in the country. What an
Yeah.
incredible achievement, to the point where we
Yeah.
literally couldn't defend ourselves if we got
Yeah.
attacked today.
And even from a sort of just um, objective point of view, what would be the point in going and fighting people to stop them coming into Britain when people are coming into Britain on little boats every day? It's like, what, if we can't stop them, then what's the point of trying to stop Xi Jinping? And
Right.
also, if Xi Jinping came into Britain, I can see him bringing some values and bringing some, not that I'm a fan of the Chinese Communist Party or anything, but I think there would be some tweaking around the edges that would actually improve Britain.
Yeah, it's you think the answer is to be like the Communist Party. I heard that you were, when as soon as you said you're not a fan, I thought, yeah, Leo wants the Chinese Communist Party. But yeah, I don't know how we get out of
They're
this.
not my favorite communist party, but I guess Cambodia is not going to invade us.
Good point. I mean, yeah, that was a great point about the boats though as well. Like people, Suella called that an invasion, Suella Bradman, and everyone went, ooh. But like, if we can't even stop that invasion
Yeah,
of a few dinghies, these are
yeah,
dinghies with no weapons. How are we going to
yeah,
stop an invasion with actual weapons and yeah,
yeah.
submarines?
What's going to be the rallying cry to get people to sign up? It's like go and die for this regime so that we can keep importing grooming gangs to the economic zone that you're on
Yeah,
off the coast of Europe.
Die for colonizing Western imperialism, scum. That's basically the message, isn't it? Yeah, I know, because we don't have any Western value. This is why you still get behind Ukraine and I guess Israel and things. You're
Yeah.
sort of sticking with the old fashioned Western imperialism angle.
Yeah, well, I'm a civilizationist, so it's not just Western imperialism. Like Japan, I consider part of that category. Australia, America, maybe not Canada anymore. Now that it's turned into a sort of hyper communist state that executes children. Um, but yeah, I think civilization is there's certain cultures that can sort of sustain civilization. It seems so. I'm all for them coming. I see them as brothers, but people who you know don't have an interest in civilization, who aren't going to return the shopping trolley, then I don't see them as strengthening
Oh, you're
our
talking about low trust
civilization.
societies where they don't return the trolley. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
been some funny memes and tweets about that or posts. God, I hate it. We have to keep them saying post. Where there
yeah.
was a girl
There's
going.
no Japanese people chucking a shopping trolley in a canal. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah, I know. You'd probably be killed, but yeah, it's yeah. I mean, yeah, you saw that there was a clip of a woman. I think it was in New England. Was it New England? And she was just going up and putting some money down, and there was just flowers there, and you put money down, you took them, and people were going like, "Wow, this is what we're." Some people were like, "How can you do this?" And other people were like, "This is what we're talking about." And there was that other clip, wasn't there, about golf and skiing? Just people just leaving expensive equipment everywhere. It's like, yeah, it's called a
Yeah,
high trust
exactly.
society. I know.
Yeah,
So that's what we're losing. Shocking.